Oh, was that all the music? I was expecting it to last longer. Greetings all, hello and welcome to the Strife stream. We're back from the earlier stream today that had to be cut short because I wasn't gonna miss a freaking eclipse. Not frequent that you get to experience a solar eclipse. So I took my opportunity, yeah. I went out and I looked at it with my bare eyeballs. No, I know I had eclipse glasses. Don't worry. Don't worry. I didn't do anything irresponsible. Or did I? No, I didn't. I see one person in the chat, Basilisk. There is nobody else in chat. I refuse to accept even the preponderance that there is anyone other than Basilisk in chat right now. I'll tell you whenever more people show up in chat and start talking. Until then, though, is just Basilisk. Which is to say, I'm gonna talk directly to Basilisk about when somebody else shows up, and whoever that other person happens to be. Nothing like getting some nice clean water in, because God knows, after the amount of caffeine I had earlier today, I freaking need it. Whoops, didn't mean to do single player. Log into my local server. I am surrounded by fire tornadoes and helldivers. Well, don't die. Is that good advice? I think that's good advice. Man. I've already used up half the durability on my shovel. I can't believe how fast that happened. Let's, There we go. Turn the music down a little bit there. Woo! We're gonna ride off into the sunset because unfortunately I've decided to walk. I've decided to run out when we are close to sundown, of course. That's just how it freaking works for me. We're gonna pick up where we left off, which is specifically ripping up more dirt. I need more dirt. Strictly speaking, I don't need more dirt, but dirt is what needs to go into the warehouse next. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on getting dirt. We're going to focus on getting dirty. Those two are actually not the same thing. Right, I have to get my credit card up here again. so that I can buy that album that I wanted. It's decent advice most times. Tell me, when is it not decent advice? That's an important question. When is it not decent advice? I mean, I don't know, like the prospect of not dying sounds like good advice all the time, but like what exactly, like what scenario under which is just like, no, just die, you know, just die. Are we talking about like being in end stage capitalism or like to that degree? Like, is it a situation of like, oh, well, I mean, you know, you're no longer beneficial to the insurance company. I may as well die, you know, something along those lines. What odd parallels in CBH streams today? I'm building a massive terrain excavation device. Strife is gathering dirt. God. I'm just doing my thing here, alright? Like, got a little bit low on dirt in the warehouse, so I figured, hey, I'd go ahead and get, you know, grab up a bunch of dirt out of the quarry. Seems a reasonable thing to do. Greetings, Lying. How you doing? When you get swarmed by the bugs and you have to set yourself on fire to try to control them. Wow, that's a pretty extreme scenario. Oh, yeah. Inventory's starting to look kind of full. So much dirt, so little time. So little inventory. How many more pieces can I go for? 435. I'm getting into the danger zone with my shovel here. I need to, like, pay super close attention to it. I don't want this thing to break. Do not want to have to freaking enchant a new one. That would be a bad day. That'd be a bad time. Greetings, Liska Day. How you doing? Holy. I forgot how much of a freaking challenge it was to actually dig out the quarry. Like, it's been long enough that I had completely, like, it had entirely slipped out of memory what I go through when doing this. Well enough. You? I'm okay. For quarries, I use TNT usually. It's so inefficient, though. It's so inefficient. If you're not gonna cheat, which I'm not a cheater, then it's so inefficient to use TNT. Alright, well, how many more blocks can I do? 200. About 200 more blocks. It's only inefficient if the TNT is expensive. TNT is expensive! Like, it's not expensive on the gunpowder front. That's easily renewable. The challenge is getting your hands on enough freaking sand. Sand is not renewable, brah. I'm currently grinding through 7.5 stacks of cobblestone needed to make the observers needed to finish the mega structure. What on earth are you even building? Or are the observers necessary for like the massive digger system? Sure it is. You just need to use an end portal. That's cheating, bro! Oh no, I was like, it's only expensive if you're not like if the materials are expensive. Well, how are you getting the materials like without cheating? Oh, you cheat. It's like, no. No. Okay, how exactly do you get how do you abuse an end portal to get sand? I don't think I've ever heard an explanation for this. This is like news to me type situation. $110. Ooh, that's the max of my inventory again. It's a TNT machine that strips away the terrain one layer at a time whilst removing any liquids it exposes in the process. Duplicating sand using TNT is a little beyond my knowledge of the dark sciences, but I believe it involves exploiting how spaghetti Minecraft's code is. Oh. So, in other words, more cheating. Because, like, in my personal opinion, and I think it's pretty broad strokes to, like, not necessarily... I don't think that it's controversial to say that duping things is cheating. Like, whether or not you choose to do it, it's like, go for it, man. Like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I don't think it's controversial to say that that's cheating. Exploits are the same thing as cheating, right? How's the durability looking? 81. Can I, like, just plow through some more dirt real fast here? Like, I want to see this get even lower. Ooh. Yep, down to 60. So now I don't have a freaking durability bar on it. Okay, that's enough for me. It's time to go and deposit my spoils. And by spoils, I mean just straight up dirt. And return to Crossroads. And, well, should I go to Crossroads? Should I try to do my, should I try to do the, like, the repairing somewhere else? Hello from high in the mountains. Well, hello, Dave. How are you doing? store this stuff here. What's the durability on this? No, it doesn't tell me. Cheating because of using an exploit is a matter of perspective. It's pretty much expected for speedrun. Yeah, but the speedruns expressly categorize based on whether or not you're using exploits. Therefore, you cannot do a speedrun no exploits and use exploits. It's clearly labeled. And like that's kind of what I'm doing. It's like, well, yeah, you can do your mega structure and everything to go digging, but you cannot build a mega digging structure without exploits. Like, the functionality of that mega digging structure is fundamentally tied to the understanding that you are gonna do an exploit. Alright, cool. We'll go ahead and... Yeah, I stashed everything. We'll go ahead and move on now. Move back to mid-crest. Sure, but I'm not doing a glitchless run of Minecraft here. So it's an apples to oranges comparison. A lot of the most interesting redstone projects require some exploitation of how the code works. Oh, that's highly subjective as well. What qualifies as interesting is, like, there's no objective way to quantify interesting. Greetings, Zouchin. Thank you very much for the subscription. Sorry that I've gotten a little bit caught up here. It's good to know that I'm worth both your time and your money. Great to have you along for the ride. Welcome to the stream and enjoy yourself while you're here. Did you know I have given you 4 years of subbing in various forms? Have you? 48 months. Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's 4 years. My God. I am cold and sore. I slipped while walking on snow and fell on my water bottle in my back pocket. My ass has a huge bruise. Oh no, are you arguing with someone about TNT duplicators? Yes, Dave, I am arguing with lying specifically about TNT duplicators. And Basilisk is still dealing with cursed fire tornadoes and helldivers. Oh man. Zouchin, your S word is smacked. Because that's what my filth master is, utterly smacked. I have used it to the extreme of its purpose. And it is now 60 blocks away from being busted. So I can no longer use it if I want to retain it. Retain it. I certainly hope that, I mean, it'll take forever for the freaking bruise to clear up, but I hope that you stop hurting and feel better soon, Dave. Man, this is one hell of a freaking track out of this OST. This is wildly strange. Radiance and rust. What on earth? Ooh la la. Ooh, Dave subscribed to tier 1, 41 months now. My word. Thank you so very much for the subscription there, Dave. It's good to know that I'm worth both your time and your money. Great to have you along for the ride. Lying, you cannot win in a debate with Will about this. I have tried. He is immovable. It's because it's the fundamental argument that you're trying to play the game in a fundamentally different way than me. That's why there is no compromise or winning in this discussion. Like, it's not a situation of like, you know, one way is right versus one way is wrong. No, you choose one of the two paths to do it. You either use exploits or you don't. And I'm the person who says, well, that's emergent gameplay. That's kind of doing an end run around the rules. I don't like that, so I'm not interested in it. Like, that's fundamentally what I'm getting at. It's like you're end running around the way that the world rules are supposed to work. It's not a matter of what the stop looking at it as a program. Start looking at it as an experience. It's like, well, does that seem like something that should be possible, or are you like specifically understanding the fundamental operations of the game and the way that it's not particularly wired well, and then blah 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 blah, etc. So, like, I'm just fundamentally going at the game from a different angle, and I'm like, no, it's like it's not an intended result of the way that the game is programmed. So, and I don't like doing that. I don't know. And I think a big part of why I reject it so heartily is because, one, every single time that I have been exposed to people using exploits in video games, they get extremely smart about it. People get extremely smart about using exploits. They act that they are instantaneously better. I'm not saying that you're doing that. I'm saying a lot of people that do it have that attitude. They're like, well, I'm doing it right and you're doing it wrong type of attitude. And that fundamentally makes me push back against it harder, you know? So, I personally enjoy the experience of knowing the deep logic of the game code and implementing the knowledge in a manner that has mechanical consequences. You don't like the min-max style of it, which is a strange thing for me too, because I'm always trying to min-max things. It's just, I don't know, it's like trying to circumvent the laws of physics to me. You know? It's like building a witch farm. Is building a witch farm an exploit? What about shulker portal farms? The hell is a shulker portal farm? I've never heard of that before. Is building a witch farm an exploit? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but basically a witch farm is no different from, say, a creeper farm, where you specifically you create the circumstances under which the mob will spawn, and then you create the funneling system to kill them. The Minecraft world is so weird, it never has developed intuition about what is sane and what is circumventing the rules. Witch farms have to be built around a witch hut. So yeah, it's just fundamentally the idea of, okay, well, you create the necessary circumstances under which a witch can spawn, and then you create a system by which to funnel them to their death to farm what they drop. Was it not for the fact that the game's design is heavily centered around having enough of some supplies? I'll put it to you like this. A creeper farm, I think, is entirely legitimate, because how else are you going to get enough gunpowder to ever create a decent amount of TNT, or rockets for that matter? Rockets are a really good example. So the rest of the gameplay informs whether or not designing a farm is, you know, quote-unquote cheaty, in my opinion. And it's very subjective. It's extremely subjective. Hi, Will. YouTube Ace, I can listen while I drive. Well, Placid, I enjoy the listening experience. Creeper farms rely on discrete knowledge of creeper hitbox size and their AI towards cats. Not all of them lying. Mine doesn't. Mine is way more basic than that. Nether roof farms and nether roof traversal and exploit? Absolutely. Nether roof farms and nether roof you're not supposed to get above the nether roof. Like, that's just straight up cheating. You're not supposed to be able to get above the roof. They put the bedrock there so that you don't get past it. So on that grounds, it's like, no, like you're going out of bounds. It's not that you can't go out of bounds. It's that automatically, in my opinion, puts it in the position of being a cheat. You know? And again, I'm not here to be the arbiter of whether or not you should. I'm telling you what I consider in my own experience. Also, out of bounds, it just kills you in Minecraft. That's what the void is. My God. So many chickens. Oh, I didn't know that was still on. Either way, it's all just to stave off boredom. It's not untrue. What the fuck are you doing out here? How the fuck are you getting out? Freaking... Alright. Alright, I finally had to come into the pen. I didn't want it to come to this. But you just had to force my hand. Alright, well, like hell if I'm gonna leave this chicken pen partially, like just with a couple of chickens. I gotta cull it all. Hey, hell, gotta go. Every last one of them. Bunch of that out of my inventory so I can pick up as much as possible. My God. So many spoils. Okay. I have a lot of material to move. Chicken, and then we've got feathers. Down you go. Goodbye, chicken boy. Ooh, it's raining. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I didn't get the maximum amount of, eggage. Good evening, Amlab. How are you doing? Greetings and welcome to the stream. I hope you are doing all right. Okey-dokey. Just a tiny bit more. Almost done with the eggs. Oh, son of a... Whew. Okay. Alright. I've repaired my shovel. Almost. I took away a single durability from it. Whoops. Ah, oui. All right. Oh, we. Now, don't get me wrong. I like my rail tunnel, but the fact that it's not the fastest way to get around is kind of annoying. It's also really annoying that anything faster is more hands-on or absurdly annoyingly loud to engage with. And extremely resource intensive. Like, anything that's faster is either hands-on or super resource intensive to make happen. Hello and goodbye as I walk into work. 10 a.m. here. Enjoy your stream, Strife. Hey, it was nice to see you for even a brief moment, TG. Have a good day at work. Whoops. Man, I am just gonna squeeze Crossroads dry of everything that it has to offer. Nope. Is there a command to figure out what the world seed is? That is one bastardized number. Probably don't do the seed on stream. Yeah, like it's too late. Like can't show it off in the UI, but I can see it over on the side monitor. Wow. Well, that is something else. So the world is very... The world I have is extremely strange because it's been added on to piecemeal since 1.0, right? So I'm looking at just trying to figure out where where some things would be, you know, in the world. And mostly what I'm interested in is I'm mostly interested in, like, okay, well, where's the largest body of water going to be? Because I do want to build something in a body of water at some point. Like, smack dab in the middle of it. But it's a matter of finding that, you know? And according to this, spawn would basically be smack in the middle of an ocean. And the main spawn would be nothing but, like, painted desert. That is fucking wild. Man. Oh, I just noticed that Sidon is on display. Thank you, Strife. Yes, yes. Thankfully, because you pointed it out, Tev and I were able to manage some sort of a makeshift solution to getting him up on the wall back there. So, like, it is now fully capable of being one of the redemptions, you know? Lying, would you please just drop the topic? I had the most ultimate dad mode moment yesterday with my daughter. She wanted to make a snow angel. I kept warning her not to do it near where the dogs poop. In the end, she ignored me, made a snow angel right next to the dog poop. I even got it on video. Oh no. Oh Oh my god. I love how like your stories of your daughter really do boil down to the experience of childhood. Like, it doesn't matter how clever you are as a kid, you will still do things that you probably shouldn't have done. And oh my god. That's freaking hilarious. Oh my god. That is... It's peak childhood. That's really the best way to put it. It's just peak childhood. Ooh. That's getting shown at birthday parties. Oh, I would be so upset if that happened to me. If that was, like, kept and, like, shown at birthday parties and stuff. And I would, like... There would be nothing that I could do about it as well. You know? God. Holy freaking crap, man. Side shale. Right. I already sent it to you, Will? Oh. Oh, it's in the group chat. Okay, cool. Should I watch this right now, or, like, should I wait? Like, I wouldn't show it on the screen, but, you know. Your call. Okay, well, I mean... Go ahead and... Options, music and sound... Completely turn that off. We'll switch to my screen, my facecam. Oh no. Oh no. What have we got here?
Okay, go do it. Not right there. There's a dog poop right there.
Yeah, yep. Too eager to make the snow angel. Too eager to make the snow angel. That is all the expression that was on her face right there. It's just like, no, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Ew. Oh my god. Oh, hey, Fish Boyfriend is up. Yes, yes, the Fish Boyfriend is finally up. For some bizarre reason, the train track sound stopped. Ooh. All right, let's... That is weird. That's weird. Okay, so that was very strange. What do you guys think of the station now that it's oxidized? I think it's looking pretty good. Like, it's way better than whenever I had, you know, like, just a bunch of, like, fresh copper down here. Creates a nice, vibrant pop. Okay, let's, do I have spare torches anywhere? I got plenty of sticks, so I can make more torches. Oh, this is the music from the trailers for Vintage Story. Okay, so stash those sticks, stash some of the torches. Let's hop over to the quarry again. And instead of digging up more dirt, let's take a look at some of the caves that I'm gonna have to deal with around there. Because I don't want creeps crawling out of the caves whenever I'm trying to like do excavation and whatnot. So we should probably fill in. We should probably put some light into some of the caves that I'm gonna have to deal with. So. Put on some Age of Empires 1 music. I don't have any Age of Empires 1 music stored on my hard drive. That's the way that I do this. Like I use music that I have stored on my hard disk because it doesn't soak up additional bandwidth whenever I'm streaming. Bunny. Okay, so I must have imagined a cave entrance on this side. Whoop. There we go. Okay, this is what I need to put some light into. Okay, here we go. Nothing but the worm caves in this area of the map. We're not going to get any of that, like, large, expansive, you know, like, cavern stuff that's common these days. The world's too old around here. Hello, Mr. Creeper. You stop that. You stop that. You ass. I think that's enough. I'm not down here for this for the resources, so those can just stay where they are. God, there's a lot of fucking creepers around here. Dude, it's not the middle of the freaking night. You don't need to try to kill me. Okie dokie. So, there's that. I see you are smart doing it like this. Wow. 7+ stacks of observers crafted just before the nightly server reboot. Man, can you have, like, I was having a moment earlier where it wasn't even a full inventory worth of black dye from ink sacs that I was crafting, and all I could think to myself was, God, I want the auto crafters now, because it's so annoying to have to like grab an entire stack, put it in your crafting grid, and then like click. Or, you know, like constantly go over to the recipe book, shift click, and then move over to the complete. Like shift clicking back and forth between A and B over and over. God, the auto crafter is going to be so fucking good for that shit. Well, the more I think about how well your streams look and given your minimal bandwidth, the more impressed I am. You know, necessity is the mother of invention, as it were. Like, Dave, did you know that whenever I was like at my peak with the Yogscast, I could not stream because my stream was not good enough, and my videos took 3 hours to upload because of the tiny pinhole of a internet connection I have. Like, what I have may not compare to what else is available out there on the large scale, but what I've got right now is freaking amazing compared to what I was working with back in the day. So if I recall correctly, don't streamers normally have 2 PCs, one for the game and another one for the stream? Not sure if that is still the case today. It very much so depends on who is streaming and what they are doing. and what their support looks like. Running both programs on a single machine with multiple monitors is still probably almost for certain, the way that it still operates normally for most people. But the more sophisticated your stream, the more important it is to have like the double system option. One computer, 2 monitors here. I might need a third. Yep. I predict that what I'm going to end up dealing with is that I'm going to not have enough space in the warehouse for all of the granite that I'm going to pull out of this place. Not that I have enough space for all of the stone that I can pull out of this setup either. Like I already have a pretty significant amount of stone sitting around inside of the warehouse, and I'm not going to be able to store a whole lot more. But may as well pass the night today. I don't want to deal with any of these freaking mobs right now. Stay away from me, you freaks. Like, one of the big things about having 2 different computers for it is that having a second person just run the stream, like, you know, basically be the live editor, that makes streaming with 2 machines like way easier. And whenever you don't have that type of like community dedication to it, or staff dedication, it makes running a 2 machine system more messy. Not impossible, just more messy, if you will. So I have got so much freaking granite already. Whew. Oh, wait. Does that mean they use a capture card for those that run 2 PCs? Yeah, that's basically the way that it would work. They would capture the incoming video through a special setup of equipment. Probably not a capture card. I think it would probably be an external video capture system that is connected to a computer. I forget, like, there's a name for it. I forget what it is, but it's equipment that you use whenever, like, doing live broadcasts for television, if you will. So I want to ask you, Will, sorry if I'm a recurring question. Have you played Starfield since it came out, or is it not really your taste? I was wondering if you made a vid on it or not. Now, this is fascinating to me, Fitz. This is fascinating to me because despite the fact that the video that has done the best for me out of the last 5 or so months that I have published videos, that you haven't seen the video that I did over Starfield, and it's not really effective about Starfield, and like, it's not me playing the game, it's not me, you know, like making a review or a guide or anything. It's me doing a piece over how Bethesda was responding to negative reviews on Steam. So my answer to you is, you know what? I'll give you a number. I'll give you a number. Boy, I have to scroll back quite a bit here. Starfield. I have played it for 173 hours. I think it's a trash game. Okay? I think it is an utter trash game that is not worth anybody's time or money to play. Whenever I think of Bethesda games, your YouTube channel always pops up into my mind. I still use your Fallout and Skyrim guides even today. It's interesting to hear this because I was this is not my normal stream time, okay? Normally I stream at 11 a.m. on Mondays, US Central, and then I stream at noon US Central on Saturdays. Those are my normal stream hours. And like the topic came up when I was streaming earlier today, and the only reason I'm streaming now is because I stopped early because I live in an area of the United States where I was able to see the eclipse. So I was like, well, hell, guys, like I'm not gonna fucking stream. I'm gonna freaking see the eclipse. But earlier today, while I was streaming, most of it was discussing the complexity of being known for doing a particular type of game, specifically in this case, Bethesda games, and then basically having to hitting a hard wall and being like, they've fucked shit up so bad so many times for me that I can't trust them and I don't care about what they make anymore. So I find it a little bit ironic that the second time I streamed today, this exact same discussion becomes applicable again. It's a lot of my life. It's a lot of my life at this point. I don't want to be a broken record or nothing, but you know, since it applies once more. Since it applies once more, like one of the bigger challenges of like what I do is the fact that if people see me do something involving a Bethesda game, they'll instantaneously click. Okay. And unfortunately, starting with Fallout 4 and now up to Starfield, Starfield basically being the thing that has the straw that's broken the camel's back, I have just increasingly been like, Bethesda don't make good games. They don't make good games, and you have you have three routes as a content creator. Okay, when you end up having your entire identity lashed to one particular thing, okay, in the gaming space, it's very easy to end up with your entire career lashed to one game or one franchise. When that happens, you end up with three routes that you can travel whenever inevitably the game or the franchise starts to change in a way that you don't enjoy. Because this will always happen if you are in the business and you stay in the business. Like, eventually, the game is going to change in a way that you don't like. So you either make content over the games because it's what people expect of you, and you try to be as positive. You act like nothing has gone wrong. People can smell the bullshit from a mile away whenever you're fake smiling through that type of shit. Okay? So, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be financially successful whenever you do that. The second option is you still make videos about it, but you pivot to tearing it apart. You go from making content about a franchise that you liked to making content about a franchise that you now hate. So you move from positive directed content to negative directed content. I don't think that that's good. And it builds a toxic community when everything that you publish is just anger, piss, and vinegar. And then you get your third option. Your third option is to say, I don't like this anymore. I'm going to move away from it. That is the hardest one, because when you're lashed to a franchise and people say, oh, so-and-so who I've always known for doing this particular, for playing this particular game, you know. Ooh la la. They put out a new video about game X, which I always know them about, I'm just instantaneously going to click for that. You lose that ability. You lose that ability if you walk away from a franchise because, or a developer in this case, because they're not doing a good job anymore, you know? Hey, Tev, thank you so much for the subscription. It's good to know that I'm worth both your time and your money, and it is great to have you along for the ride. Happy anniversary to you. I love you, darling. 73 months, my word. That's been a long time. Like, I am not above making, like, critical videos, okay? And by critical, I mean, like, let's just look at this and have a hard, like, let's just have a hard examination for the sake of understanding something like game design, you know? And why is it that this does or does not work? I do not have a problem with making critical videos. What I do have a problem with is making critical videos for the sake of being negative because it gets clicks. And more importantly, like, I made very little Fallout 4 content. And Fallout 4, in my very honest opinion, is a deeply flawed game that just barely managed to hold its hold together mechanically and be fun. Okay, I think that it is an extremely weak game. I think the fun aspect of it is very threadbare. I think that it is ready to fall apart at the seams, and I think, but fundamentally, like the core component of it, I guess you could say the skeleton, is stable enough for you to quote unquote improve the game with whatever mods you want. Okay. The more fundamentally broken a game is, the more impossible it becomes to quote unquote fix it with mods. And Bethesda games are basically, you know, they are ground zero for mod friendly gaming, you know? So I'm not above making critical content, but if you fundamentally do not enjoy playing the game in the first place, you have to spend a lot of time playing a game you don't enjoy in order to make video content just being fair and even about what does and doesn't work in a video game. And I have last I checked, I think it's about 20,000 words. I have a 20,000 word script that is still incomplete about the failings of Fallout 4 because, again, Fallout 4 was like the first game for me from Bethesda where I was like, something is wrong here. I can tell, despite the fact that I've dumped 300 hours into it. And I have just never been able to go back and finish that guide. I've never been able to go back and finish that script because it's a situation where I think I'm getting close to done, but then I hit a snag and I'm like, okay, wait, I don't know enough about this. I have to go back. I have to play the game some more with a different type of build to make certain that I'm not talking out of my ass about shit. I'm not I'm not the type of content creator who's like, no, I'll just say something and assume that it's correct. I'm like, no, I have to go back and I have to check my math on this stuff. So, like, I would love to go back and make a bunch of the videos just being fair and even about what is and isn't working about Bethesda games. But God, when you don't enjoy it, is the video really going to be worth it if you have to play a whole bunch of a game that you are increasingly of the understanding of why exactly you're not having fun with it, you know? Anyways, I'm glad Will has turned this corner. I've watched him making angry faces at recent Bethesda games for years, and finally that has become actionable. Yes, it is. was curious on how that would work. Imagine if TD Bricks gets too burnt out on Lego. End of an empire. I have no clue who TD Bricks is, but I'll just believe you. YouTube is such a freaking wide and varied place, man. People can be like the peak of their game, have like 1 million plus followers, like 1 million plus views on whatever they do, and you can still have never heard of them. That is just how wild YouTube is. It's cool. I was just curious to see what you think of Starfield. I know people like ESO have moved on from it rather quickly as well. I am also curious to see what are some of your favorite games then. Fritz Freak, I am still active on my YouTube channel. I do not publish a regular weekly video like I used to, though I am gearing up to maybe have something a little bit more regular in the coming weeks. But right now, a game that I would highly advise, that is admittedly in early access, is a game called Enshrouded. I just put a video out about it over the weekend. You can, you know where to find my YouTube channel if you're curious about it. Where I get into, it's like a 15-minute video. I don't want to say that I get into the weeds, but a 15-minute video kind of goes a little bit more in depth than you would imagine about what it does and doesn't work. And I'm not going to lie, when I was writing the video about what I love about Enshrouded, I was kind of pouring my disappointment about what I was expecting out of Starfield into the Enshrouded video. Because it was like, Starfield came out in, what was it, October? September? I don't remember exactly when. It came out late last year, and then January of this year, Enshrouded came out. And Enshrouded was... It scratched the itch I was expecting Starfield to scratch. Careful with that Pix link as well. That's a bit NSFW, and I don't want anybody clicking on it who doesn't know what they're getting into. I think a set of video essays about the fall of Bethesda sounds like a banger start to a Nebula channel. And that's just it. It's like, that's what a lot of it comes down to. It's the fact that I know that the things that I've written, you know, the things that I've written about Starfield, the things that I've written about Fallout 4, etc. I know that they're worth sharing. The question is, how much can I put myself through to actually make certain that it's going to meet my level of quality that I hold myself to, you know? I'm used to watching 2-hour long game video essays on YouTube, so a 15-minute vid is chomp change. I like how it's chomp change instead of chump change. I'm curious if that's a thing that you misspelt on your own, or if that's a situation where the autocorrect on your phone or something messed it up, man. You will never know. Chomp change for snap. Well, yeah, that's what I would expect with, like, some of those old school, like, quote-unquote piggy banks. They weren't piggy banks. They were, like, well, you know, they're basically change jars, but it was like a frog that would eat your coins or whatever. You'd put it in their hands, and then it would, like, imbalance the weight of its hands, and it would, like, go back and eat it or whatever. Skyrim being just bad enough to solicit mods that can fix it. Ironically, this keeps it relevant for years. And that's just it. Like, I think that I think that Skyrim is the last great game that Bethesda will ever make because it's essentially just further modification of Oblivion for quality of life and ease of access. But fundamentally, what Skyrim did was no different from what Oblivion did. In fact, I can't think of anything that Oblivion did that was new. Okay? I can't think of a single thing that Oblivion did that was mechanically new. I can't think of a single thing that Skyrim did that was mechanically new from Oblivion. And fundamentally, I don't think that there was any significant change between Morrowind to Oblivion. I think almost all of the changes from Morrowind to Oblivion were just quality of life changes, where it was like, okay, well, we're going to stop doing it that way and we're going to start doing it this way type thing. Not a situation of like, oh, well, we've come up with fundamentally new systems, you know? Princess Chain Chomp change. God. Bethesda has been walking that line for a long time. They really have, though. They really freaking have. And one of the things going about their games is the fact that it very much so feels like whoever was creatively leading these games, the last game they worked on was Morrowind. Like the original minds behind the franchise who were coming up with the interesting and unique gameplay systems and everything. The last time they worked on an Elder Scrolls game was Morrowind. And all of the Elder Scrolls games since then have been basically copying the notes. It's a little bit like the old school, like, okay, we're going to like make a copy, we're going to photocopy something. And then you lose the original, and then you're like, okay, well, I have a photocopy here. It's almost perfect. We're just going to make a copy of that. And then you'll lose that again. So all you have is a copy of a copy, and you're like, well, it's looking kind of fugly, but it's still good enough, right? So you copy it again. And that seems to be the order of which Bethesda's development has been moving in. They don't seem to have any like, oh, hey, let's make a brand new document here. Most of it is boiling down to, well, we had a good game last time. Let's just try to copy that again, you know, instead of, it's like, you got to come up with fresh ideas at some point. You have to. Otherwise, you get, shit, man, you get Starfield. And the crazy thing is that I could go back. I could take these streams. I could cut up all of these rants that I have. I could probably publish, you know, tons of 10, 15-minute videos on my YouTube channel, and I would make tons and tons of clicks. But I don't think that doing that is worth it. I don't think that that's content to be proud of. And for that matter, I've got this... I don't know. I've got this meta commentary about like making quote-unquote content. I would love a remake or a reimagining of Morrowind. Tried to play the game with mods and as well, but I'm still but it still feels too old. And you see, that's totally fine. That's a perfectly fine attitude to have. Meanwhile, I'm over here and I'm like, no, I'll totally sit down and play through Morrowind again. I will revel in how radically different the game feels, you know? Make a 3-hour deep dive? Jesus. No, thank you. Here's the deal. Like, I wish that I was one of those people who could put out, you know, like 2 or 3 video essays a year, and each video essay is at least an hour long, and every single time you put out a video, you make 2 or 3 million views. But I'm not that guy, sadly. You know? I'm just not that guy. Will podcast? Well, there's not enough content to justify what I do on a podcast sense. Because, like, again, the consistency of publishing stuff is what matters the most to have a successful podcast. So for that reason, it's like, oh no, I don't have freaking podcast material. I have one topic that I could talk at length about for maybe a dozen episodes, and that would be it. Guess what? There are 52 weeks in a year, bro. You better come up with how to fill, the 40 whatever additional slots that are that you're gonna have to put in for. So. Alright, let's get ourselves some sleepage. Weird how I have no problem with Gothic 1 and 2, though. Now, you see, I've never played any of the Gothic games, so I have only the vaguest semblance of a clue of what you mean by that, other than context, basically, where it's like, oh yeah, they've kind of aged poorly as well. God, I'm sticking to my leather chair. Ah! I think it's a trap to try and go weekly. And yet, the problem is that that's what the ecosystem is built up around. That voice of yours is forever cool, though. Never change, Will. Never change. Thank you, Fritz. In fact, I think that we're seeing a post-COVID world where a new ecosystem that is not weekly. I'm certainly hopeful that that's the case, because from where I'm standing, I don't think that I've seen that change. But if that change is indeed happening and I just haven't been able to observe it yet, then fuck yeah, man. Because if that's possible, it means that maybe there's a possibility that me putting out content again means that I can have some semblance of success. Maybe not quite like how I used to, but... Sorry, Will, I'm making it humid in here. I thought that I felt it getting a little bit warmer. And it smells like food. Did you fire up the stove? Dev? Somebody call a priest. She's making blood pudding. I need holy water. It's crazy that Jacksepticeye can top the recommended channels posting once a business quarter. That is quite unique and interesting to learn that that's the case. You see, I don't have anything against Jacksepticeye, but every time that I've watched him, I'm like, I don't know, this just isn't my thing. Props to him and what he does and the record that he spins, as it were. But for whatever reason, I'm just like, it's not for me. So to learn that that's what he does, because there's a situation where it's like, well, there are the people who make content and you get what they do, and then there are the people who make content and you don't get what they do, or maybe it just doesn't scratch the particular itch for you, So YouTube has tried to push some of the stuff that he's done, and it's just like, I don't know, He got his money a long time ago and is chilling. Yeah, that is utterly true, but the fact that he can still top those charts with how he's doing, that's the surprising part. always an option to invite people to rant on their own specific thing. That is always a possibility as well. That being said, I've flirted with the idea of doing podcasts, you know, and I think what I've come to the conclusion of is that while I like being on podcasts, something that I do not want to do in any way, shape, or form is run a podcast. I know that for a lot of podcasts, like the real money is not in like the advertising space that is sold on the platform where people listen to it. The real money is in the embedded sponsorships that you constantly, so basically where you read out the copy. It's like stamps.com or, you know, everyone's favorite NordVPN, you know, stuff like that. Or as everybody knows, you don't hate the sponsor. You know you don't hate the sponsorship. Raid Shadow Legends. I'm certain that's still a thing. I haven't heard a whole lot. I haven't seen as many ads for it lately, though. So. Goddamn NordVPN. What a crime. Yes. Let the hate flow through you. Hello, Sansa5. How are you doing? Bring us back to the 2013 YouTube, but without Machinima, please. Golden days. No ads either. Man, Machinima went and ate my entire Elements of Play series. Was it not for the fact that I've got a decent, like, stick up my ass about backing up my own videos, I would have entirely lost the first season of it. You know what? I don't need additional saplings out of this thing. I'll just go ahead and replant it right away. I'll never forget whenever I left the Machinima network and I switched to the Maker network, which I know that Maker definitely had some not so great activity, ways that they conducted themselves. But in my personal experience, when I was with the Maker Network, or the Game Station as it was originally called, like, it was all good. Every last bit of my experience with the Game Station and working underneath them was good right up until the end. And that may have been because I got pretty, like, friendly with a lot of the people in the main office who, like, were helping me manage my channel and whatnot. So, but I'll never forget what happened. Like, I left the Machinima network, and then I went to the Game Station, as it was called. And overnight, my income doubled from my channel. Tired because of insomnia. Keep me up to 5 a.m. last night. Oh, that's no bueno. That's not fun at all. That's the antithesis of fun. Oh, wow. So, like, they were taking that much off the top of your channel revenue? Well, that's just it. Like, it was such early days because I don't know if you like I would assume that you understand this, Dave, but some other people may not know. Originally, it was not a revenue share system. It was a, hey, you cannot make money off of your videos by directly working with Google because you're too small. So get with the network, which is big enough, and we can negotiate on behalf of a whole bunch of people. So because that's the way that it worked, it was either money through a third party or no money at all. For that express reason, what they did was the CPM. At the CPM rate, there was nothing to compare it to, you know? I think the CPM rate was $2 or $3. I don't remember what it was. I was able to monetize videos before I had 1,000 subs. Well, they've got, I know that YouTube has different rules for like being able to make money off of your channel, and it's not exclusively 1,000 subs, but anyway. What I do know is that it was a CPM rate for Machinima, and there was nothing to compare it to. So I just went with them. And then whenever I moved over to Maker, it wasn't a CPM rate. It was a percentage revenue split. And I pushed them hard whenever I got that position. I was like, they gave me the contract, and I was like, that's great, but I'm going to need more. I'm going to need a bigger cut. And because money was flowing from basically every source at that time, they were like, okay, yeah, cool. We'll give you a higher cut. And I think what I did was I moved them from a 60% cut to an 80% cut for myself. So like overnight I made, what, did I do that? No, I'm misremembering. I learned how to advocate for myself after leaving the Oxcast. That's when I learned how to better get a better cut. I took the standard contract, and I don't remember what that percentage split was. I think it was a 70% to me split, but they gave me the contract. So I moved from Machinima to Maker, and neither of those contracts was modified. I just took them as they were after reading them over. And evidently I was an outlier because I would actually read my contract. But when I moved from one to the other, my income doubled. Or it went up by like 30%. I don't remember exactly how much it was. Those guys were always going to fuck you over. They didn't like you, and it showed. Oh yeah, that's pretty clear. That's pretty clear. At multiple turns, that was exceedingly obvious, and it was like, you know, I got extremely bitter about it. But at the end of the day, I think I learned some valuable lessons. Hindsight being 2020, you know. One of the most important things is, you know, don't choke on your pride. Don't act like you deserve something don't act like you deserve anything when you're in the entertainment business, because the entertainment business is so goddamn vapid. It is a great place to like develop so much ego that you will self-immolate on the dumbest reasons, for the dumbest reasons. I knew things were fucked when we did the Christmas live stream, and Turpin almost couldn't stand to do the intros for you. Really? You see, that's news to me. I didn't know that that's what was going on. Is that like a situation where you heard something in the background, or is that a situation where was that a situation where you heard something from someone like directly, or was that I'm reading the room and this is obvious type of situation? Because there's a major difference between those two things. I just don't know which you're talking about. They could tell Will wasn't going to be one of the good old boys. I mean, shit, man, the fucking trash that came out in the years after I left that group. Holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. I knew he didn't like you much because he advertised me to stay away from you in person when I visited. Oh, well then. That's a surprise because that is a big surprise because he was the only person who felt like he was giving me a fair shake out of anybody who was at the offices. Parvis not included. He was an exception to a lot of the rules. I like Parvis. Like, I wish that he was still in the game. I would love to still work with Parvis. But you know, he's moved on. He's doing other stuff. Which is why I said I need to hang out with Will. Wow. That is interesting to learn. I had no idea. Okay, I cannot stand to. Actually, I need to put my music back on. Let's also turn that sound down so I don't hear tons of freaking grass blocks all the time. I remember doing recording with Parvis, and there was a day where he was kind of down in the dumps because it was the day that he was required to return his office key, you know, because they didn't want him to have an office key anymore. He wasn't going to be around, you know, like because as he told it to me, like back in the Tech It days, he was the one who was cutting together the episodes of that. So. My limited understanding of internal Yogg politics is that they were/are incompetent and did despicable things to cover for that. Well, I mean, I think a really good demonstrating example of the type of things that were going down there was made in a post by the artist Boa Illustration. And how she I don't want to say that it was a tell-all, but it kind of effectively had that. It kind of was that in effect, because she talked about how like there was a push to like get art from artists for free, and she was like, all right, well, since it's for charity, and it became very clear very quickly there was like, oh no, this isn't for charity, this is just for us, you know. And that's just wrong. That's just fucking, that shit is wrong. So I stopped watching them so long ago. I mean, that's hardly a surprise in any capacity, you know? I mean, I think about Strippin', you know, in regards to all of this, because Strippin' left not terribly long after I joined. And it was a sign, you know, to like, it wasn't necessarily a sign, but it was perplexing to me, you know, because on one hand, I had experienced some things at that point whenever he did that. And I thought to myself, I wonder why he's leaving. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I understood why. That there was definitely really, really good reasons for it. And then, you know, several years later, he had some sort of a, you know, statement about like how he got dragged into the office by Lewis about doing something, about being too intimidating or something. And the way he put the story was, you know, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I've done nothing but just kind of stand there whenever, you know, doing the filming type situation. Strippin was simultaneously the most asinine guy and also the most morally correct about them. He's like Hat Films. Oh, really? I'm not wholly understanding how exactly I'm supposed to interpret that. Ah, damn it, man, my inventory's full. I didn't expect the stream to go this way. Oh, a satellite gig. Okay, satellite gig. I get ya. I watched The Spiffing Brit recently, and whilst I know he's in the Yogs, I couldn't find any evidence that his content is... of that in his content going back years. Seems like I walked in on memory lane. Hello all. Greetings, Luna. How you doing? Well, I will say this much about Lewis and the Yogscast and the way that it's run and everything, or at least upon the time whenever I left. Like, whenever I left the Yogscast, I did not leave it willingly, and that was mostly because things weren't working out and I didn't have a plan of what the hell to do next. Okay? I didn't know what to do with myself. Basically, my experience with the Yogscast left me significantly demoralized. Okay? So, for that reason, I was overcome with significant amounts of apathy. I was just like, I guess I'll just sit here and just do the same thing I've always done this entire time. And then, finally, Mark approached me and said, you know, like, oh, it's time for you to go. You know, it's time for you to go, because they had begun pushing new contracts to everyone, and I quite knowingly would always just kind of like never reply to the contract. The contracts, and they were never sent out, you know, to individuals. They were sent out en masse to everyone. So when they started to push out these new contracts that everybody was supposed to accept, I just actively avoided ever responding to them. So whenever I was finally approached by Mark saying, hey, it's time for you to go, like, that hit me hard. That hit me real hard, and it was because I didn't know what the hell to do with myself, you know? But in the end, I did move on, you know? And one of the things that really stuck with me in regards to why it was okay to leave, even though I didn't know what to do with myself, and it really was not a good experience for me. Well, in the moment anyway. Hindsight being 2020, it's like, no, it's a good thing that I got out when I did, you know, type situation. But one of the things that stuck with me, that was in the back of my mind but wasn't at the forefront of my mind, was the fact that when I was with the Yogscast, Lewis would not shut up about how people were stealing money from him. And we're not talking in the capacity of like, oh, someone's, you know, like mismanaging funds. They're like spending company funds on this, that, or the other thing. Or, you know, like they're cutting themselves a larger than necessary check or something like that. No, he said constantly that people were stealing money, not from the Yogscast, but from him. Okay, that there was no difference between the two in his mind, very clearly. Money was being stolen from him by people not working hard enough. He wanted, like, a good example, Ridge Dog, okay? Regardless of what you think of that man, Ridge Dog, Lewis wanted, screenshot software set up on his computer where he worked all the time. So it's like, yeah, every 5 seconds or so, it takes a screenshot of whatever the hell is on his screen. So it's proof that he's actually working all the time, you know? Now, he bragged to you that he never worked, so Lewis was probably right about this. Wow. Well, that is news to me. But it doesn't stop there. Not sorry for interrupting, Strife. What do you want to drink? Yes, I finally managed to message you in on Discord about that. I just saw it. Sorry about that, sweetheart. The whole Yogg thing was kind of a mess. Yeah, it was. But when I left, the one thing that stuck out to me, but also like was kind of the thing in the back of my mind that to a certain degree was a consoling experience or a consoling fact, was the fact that this whole like people are stealing money from me situation, it had extended to Maker Studios. And you know, the Yogscast had a falling out with Total Biscuit, the cynical Brit. And because of the way that Maker Studios contracts were set up, he was livid. He was furious because he was like, one, because of the way the contract was set up, John Bain was still getting money from everything that the Yogscast did because there was no sunset on the sign-up bonus. It wasn't a sign-up bonus. It was a sign-up revenue share. So for years on end, Total Biscuit made money off of the Yogscast videos just for signing them up initially to the game station. Oh my God. Holy moly. Wow.
Wow.
So much food. So much tasty food. Say what? Thank you very, very much, darling.
Love you, baby.
You treat me so well.
I gotta take care of you.
I just tapped that can. That is going to be a mess when I open it.
I gotta take care of you.
Hey, sweetie. It must be super hot. Because you feel cold.
It's also hot up here. It's 79 in your office, babe?
Sorry? What do you want from me?
Want you to cool off?
I've got the fan on. Drinks are important. Need to get your thirst somewhere. Indeed. Oh, man. Oh, those are good potatoes. Those are very good potatoes. Lewis was probably right about that. That said, do not do surveillance. Yes, exactly. And it just came off as so fucking draconian to me. So anyways, he was furious about the way that the whole revenue sharing situation was operating. And in the process of it, he came to the conclusion, he was like, what the hell is the Game Station or Maker Studios doing for us in the first place? They're doing nothing but stealing money. Like, they don't promote us, they don't help us, they are utterly and completely useless. Which is, in all honesty, an accurate assessment. It had gotten to a point where third parties to, basically networks and third parties were not necessary to be financially successful or to even make money on YouTube anymore. The ecosystem had changed enough that networks had basically become defunct. That's what makes the most sense. That's just the way that things had changed. And rightly so, Lewis had pinpointed that, yeah, Maker Studios isn't doing anything for you. You can just go straight through YouTube now and make more money and not have to deal with a network that, if they're not doing anything for you, then they're not doing anything for you, you know? So he's making all of these complaints about this. And you know what his solution is? To start his own third-party network. Like, whenever and that was whenever they were pushing all of those new contracts that everybody was supposed to agree to. And I shit you not. This is whenever I realized I was working with and or for the bad guy. They pushed out these contracts and it said, if you leave our network, you are forbidden from appearing in any online video for 5 years. It had a 5-year non-compete. So, like, that was in the back of my mind when I was finally approached and they told me, hey, like, it's time for you to go. You know? So, like, just the fact that it's like, just the audacity and the character that it takes to be like, this is what someone's doing to screw us over and we don't like it, so we're going to leave. And our solution is to do exactly that to other people. Like, that is just so fucked up, you know? That is so unbelievably fucked up, you know? And despite the fact that I didn't have a plan whenever I left the group, having that knowledge in the back of my mind was a big part of why I was still kind of ever so mildly okay. Like, I had more stuff going on inside of me, you know, emotionally, etc., than I can really recall at this point in time. But like, I was in a tumultuous moment in my life. So like, being kicked out of that network, even if it was a good thing, was hard to experience, you know? And this is the fun part, okay? Like, not that receipts matter, right? Not that the receipts for any of this shit matters, and I wouldn't share any of this stuff because it's not worth putting out there. It's not worth airing that dirty laundry and being like, oh, look, this is what they were doing. It's like, no, like, let the fucking, let the track record speak for itself, you know? I'm an advocate for that type of stuff. I'm not gonna. It's not worth my time to like dedicate any of my effort to them. And the only reason why I'm talking about it right now is because I'm streaming, and it's like whatever. I'll just tell you what I seem to fucking remember off the top of my head. Damned if I'm remembering it exactly correct. But one thing I did remember to do was I had an official email account with them. Okay, I had an official email account, which as a result meant that I was being, you know, sent game keys every once in a while from developers and publishers. And instead of trying to go through my entire backlog of emails, I was like, well, fuck that shit. I'm just going to save my entire email archive. So I have my email archive, which means some of those real fucked up, like, contracts and whatnot that they sent out, I incidentally still have a copy of backed up, because I backed up everything. It wasn't just the emails, it was all the damn attachments to everything. So if I really wanted to find that type of detailed information, I could go and find it again. I've only had to crack into that archive like twice to try and find leftover game keys. So, man, oh man. All right, chat. We are going back to the warehouse, and I'm gonna park my character. I'm not even gonna distribute anything to the chests and whatnot, because what I need to do is eat. I need to eat this food that's in front of me. It's underneath a ceiling fan, which means it's getting cold. So we're gonna enjoy you're gonna get a bit of an intermission. It's gonna be like a mukbang. So go ahead and sleep in the bed real fast. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. There we go. Whoopsie. And I'll park myself inside of the warehouse because that's where things should be relatively quiet. I need to just AFK here for a bit so some of these saplings can grow anyway, so. Don't worry, I am moving the camera decently far back. Camera? Microphone. I'm moving the microphone decently far back so that I don't like chew into your ear or anything. Here. I'll share what my lovely wife has decided to prepare. That's not bad. It's not bad. Nice, you know, big old corn on the cob and some Polska kielbasa, some fried taters. All right, let's hope that this doesn't like go everywhere on me. Ah, okay, cool. It's good. That looks amazing. Wait, did you call her your wife? For all intents and purposes, Tevla is my wife. It's just a matter of how long we actually take to figure out how the hell we're going to do the wedding and everything. Come on. Ah, jeez. That corn cob did not want a skewer to go into it. Your eclipse dinner. Well, here's the crazy thing, right? Dave, I don't think that you heard this story because you only just showed up now, but Tev and I, wow, those are bowing out. Tev and I met during the 2017 eclipse. That was the first time either of us ever spoke to one another. I know, I'm just making sure I didn't miss a wedding. Congrats, some. No problem. Some nice sweet corn. You met your goth fiance under the light of an eclipse. That sounds adorable. The more I think about it, the more romantic it sounds, huh? She says go crazy on your wedding registry, by the way. Registry. Registry. Yes, yes, I get it, chat. I get it. Ooh. What is it? What is it with corn and getting between your teeth? Whoa. Can't eat popcorn, it's the worst for my teeth. Popcorn is responsible for like so many of my chipped teeth. Luckily I have good dental coverage, but man! Bold choice to eat butt on the stream. Buttspot, I want to thank you for your contributions. I burnt my orange juice while dropping it on the stove while watching this video. Have you ever done that? No. No, I'm actually not much of an orange juice drinker. Not that there's anything wrong with it, I just never buy the stuff. Here's the real question: pulp or no pulp? Oh, it's got to be no pulp. Like, I remember as a kid, I would get orange juice from McDonald's sometimes. You know, back in the '90s, ye old days when the food that they made more so resembled food than plastic pucks. Overpriced plastic pucks. Excuse me. But I didn't know what the hell the stuff in orange juice was that wasn't liquid. I didn't know what the pulp was, so I just called it flakes. And I would always tell my mom, no flakes. No flakes in the orange juice. And it took an embarrassingly long time for them to figure out what that meant. I had no clue what the hell pulp was. I had no word or understanding that orange juice came from fruit and that the fibrous strands of the fruit could end up in your orange juice. I had no understanding of this idea. And for some reason, telling my parents no flakes in the orange juice was something that they couldn't connect, because they were drinking the same thing as me too. My dad would buy orange juice. He would start his day out with orange, like he'd have orange juice before he had his coffee. And he would drink that orange juice. He'd buy it with pulp in it. And the fact that they couldn't connect the dots between, oh, the orange juice that we're buying that has pulp in it, and our kid is saying, no flakes in the orange juice, please, may potentially mean pulp. I don't know how they didn't connect those dots. I just don't understand. That's adorable. But also, your dad is so kind. See, if I was your dad, I'd explain patiently that we put fish food in your orange juice just to have you grow up strong and get a +1 AC from your new scales. Dave, have I ever told you that you have extreme dad energy? The likes of which I cannot compare to? The jokes. I know. I know. Have a good night, Lying. Rest easy. Unfortunately, I think the corn that I bought last week turned out to be the better corn. Which is a shame. I think we got lucky with the pack of corn I bought last week. This isn't quite as crispy and sweet. My dad called. He wants pointers. Oh my god. Criminy. What you eating? Corn, sausage, and potato. You know what? How interesting. So this is a brand of ginger ale that I've never seen before. I've only ever bought one pack, and I have no earthly idea where the grocery store got it from. Evidently, this is from this brand is owned by Dr. Pepper, and it was originally served in Chicago back in 1866. I've never had more unique tasting ginger ale in my life. I prefer this to all of the others that I've had, including, the likes of Canada Dry, Schweppes, and Seagram's. I don't claim to have tried a lot of different ginger ales, but hey, Nick, 84969. 849? 8469. There we go. Nick 8469. How you doing? The secret to a good dad joke is to make sure to tell jokes that the subject of your joke doesn't understand, but other people around you do. Oh no. Nah, you gotta go with Canada Dry. It's the classic. That's just it. I'm not picky. If I really need ginger ale, I'll go for what's available. But I've never had a more unique flavor that seems to really, really rely on the ginger more than the other ginger ales, which is the reason why I like this so much. And I wish I could find more of it. Won't lie, I really like Pretty Patrick Lunchtime Hour with Will Strife. It's weirdly intimate. Oh no. That'll be a bit tough if it's just me and the students. Oh no. And with that, it's dinner time. Thank you for the time, Will. Hey, it was great to have you along for the ride, Dave. You are always welcome here. Meeting you is one of the better things that ever came out of my association with the Yogscast. So it's great to know you still, buddy. And have a good meal. Yeah, you guys also get a large opportunity to see sexy fish boyfriend that you have. I'll be honest, I never thought that anybody would actually purchase that thing. This is one of the more trolly items that has ever been bought for me. Hello, Doomsday. How you doing? Got my work cut out for me tomorrow. I have to make a spaghetti à l'assassine. This is why you need more cool background items like I sent to the throne. That's right, I haven't checked some of the things that you've sent. Okay. Okay, then. Almost done. Just a few pieces of potato. Would chat be mad if I redeemed a flag change? Man, it's been forever since I got that freaking Sidon pillowcase, and I only just now thought up a way to actually hang it properly. So please, do whatever you want, but don't make me change the flag. I just got that thing figured out. Was that what you were talking about earlier? I was always more of a hat venture person. Yes. So the individual who was here in chat and just recently left, Kieran Dave, they ran a lot of our server operations when I was with the Yogscast. And we were having a moment where it was like, oh, well, this, that, and the other thing type stuff. We need a Strife body pillow. Chat. If I could get the pre-orders, in at like an expensive clip, I would hire an artist to make the art to create a body pillow cover. Okay? All right, chat. That's all done. All I got left is an old corn cob, some steak knife, and a fork. Well, maybe later. Put magnets in the palms so they can hold hands. And then very specifically hide some magnets in the butt so that, you know, like you can... Man, I got a bit of a tickle in my throat. Make sure that there are magnets in the neck so Tev can bite Strife. Oh, no. What are you suggesting? Double-sided with the shirtless on one side. And the nice suit on the other. God. All right, so dirt is good and everything, but the real reason why I'm out here doing all of this is specifically to get tons of acacia logs. So we're gonna go back to chopping again. I'm a chopper. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm tired and I do not want to adult. Man, that's so fucking real. I was checking a piece of work that I had already rendered out, and like I'm working by like quality checking a video that I've already rendered. Halfway through it, and I'm like, I'm gonna be able to finish this just in time to start the stream when I need to, and then the power flashes, and my computer restarts, and I'm like, man, I don't even know where the hell I was in that video. Shit. And with that, my desire to adult for the night vanished. Oh, wait. Did you lose the footage too, or just the edit? Oh no, I didn't lose anything. You see, the way that it works with my this is something that I'll always remember about some of the people who make videos for YouTube. I watched a lot of people that would just make the video, hit render, and then publish it, and never watch it, like watch through the rendered out video, like the file that you are publishing to YouTube. They would never bother to watch it to make certain that things were done properly, or that like your audio was adjusted. Sometimes you accidentally mute a track or like hide an entire video track, and you just completely forget, and you never know. And I've seen a lot of people out there on YouTube in the past who are like, they never quality checked. And they'd publish a video and something would be heinously wrong with it, and they would not notice because they were too busy making too many videos and never checking on them, you know? So like, that's never been me. You're supposed to like finish rendering the video and then watch the video. And I don't mean like, yeah, I'm watching the video. No, I mean like staring. Unbroken eye. You are paying the fuck attention, you know? And there's just a lot of people out there who won't do that. Obviously, the more people working on a single video, the less likely it is that something's going to get through. But, you know, quality checking is enormously important. And for some reason, there's a decent number of YouTubers out there who just don't, you know? Man, oh man. You need a power backup bank for your PC. You both do. Yeah, you're right about that. I've had that happen with a couple of my students, often the ones who would turn things in last minute and then wonder why they didn't get a good grade. God. Wait a minute. Like, do you get videos? Like, I don't actually know what it is that you teach, despite the fact that I've asked this question in the past, and I'm certain I've gotten an answer for it, but... What was it? Media literacy or something? I forget. What did Tev do, dear? I don't know. What did Tev do? Tev, did you make a hamster? Oh my god. She did. She made a hamster emote. Oh my god. Like, that's how you know that Tev is proud of it. She couldn't wait till her stream on Wednesday to show it off. She had to show it off right here. We need a dancing ratchet emote. Oh no. This is the flaw of doing good work. All of a sudden people expect you to do that exact same good work on everything now. Oh man. Alright, so let's get a bit of a sleep in. I teach media production primarily, so pre-production, production, and post. That is no wonder you talk about topics that make a lot of sense to me. I still say we need a showering pizza emote. And you, my friend, I believe, need to not have a screw loose. It's just an idea. We are not getting a pizza shower. It's too niche of an in-joke. Unfortunately, despite warnings way ahead of time, some students will insist on waiting until the last minute to do their projects. You know, that was one of the lessons that I learned in high school. Whenever I tried to do like I couldn't do projects just for my own good for a long time. I had to have a reason to do the projects, and the reason had to be exterior. I'm happy I got over that. I'll do stuff just because I want to do that shit now. But, like, I learned that lesson with a, like, project or whatever that I had to do for English class, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go above and beyond it, and I'm gonna do all of this cool and amazing stuff. And then I tried to start doing it, like, the night before, and I realized instantaneously, was like, oh, this is gonna be, I'm gonna have to phone this in. I don't have the time to go above and beyond. And it bothered me so much that, like, I learned that hard lesson in that moment because I really did want to do it. But my procrastination and not actually getting onto the project soon enough, like, bit me in the ass. Luckily, it was a school project where I didn't have to go above and beyond, but I wanted to do it, you know? So I'd get things like media offline, muted tracks, crispy hot audio. Oh god, crispy hot audio. That stuff is terrible. Nothing will set me off like bad audio engineering. I hate working on audio. It is my biggest, most profound hate, okay? Whenever, like, your audio gets, like, bad, and I'm just like, nope, you have instantaneous, like, I will push through it if I am really, really into whatever it is, but that's the first thing to make me drop anything. It's just like, you've got bad audio, I'm not gonna fucking deal with this, I'm walking away, you know? Oh, man. Every dang time students get an assignment, they wait until the last possible minute. Did anybody buy the dancer outfit for from Starfield for Strife yet? Yeah, I think I may have stripped that off of the wish list because nothing was moving. There's a good chance that that's the case. Also, Basilisk, I like how you get to, like, commiserate on the fact that students will wait to the last minute to do stuff. My bolts are looser than a Boeing airplane. All right, let me go ahead and just grab a wrench and work on them. Let me work on them bolts for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. God. Oh, it's terrible for me to say that. Anyways. We tighten them up. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Oh, hey, so. Here's an interesting thing. Wiggle them. Wiggle the bolts, yes. Here's an interesting thing. Ever since I became old enough to drink, and I have, you know, it's a journey understanding, you know, what constitutes a good mixed drink versus just a lazily mixed drink, if you will. I have never been able to find any particular combination of anything that resulted in root beer being the thing that you want to mix with. Okay? I could never figure anything out. The other day, I tried out a recipe that my sister sent me. And by God, I think I've actually found something that works with root beer. I never thought it was possible. For context, I'm not drinking tonight. Don't drink on Monday nights. Plain and simple. Don't drink during the week. if you can help it. But it turns out putting whiskey and butterscotch schnapps in root beer is amazing. I never would have thought. Unless it's a Wednesday during a TEV stream. Yeah, I kind of make an exception for that, but even that, it's like, that's not a hard rule. That's not a hard and fast... No drinking is a hard and fast rule. The issue is root beer is already perfect, usually. I think that's a matter of perspective, in all honesty. I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that the flavor profile of root beer doesn't really play well with a lot of other flavors that you can put into it. Sweat's impossible ADHD. Oh no. To be frank, if the student had accommodations, I'd of course give them more time. I was smart though, so my last second gambit usually worked. Oh yeah, I get you. I just thought I was lazy for most of my life and couldn't even get near to an evaluation for accommodations. Yeah, like not every student wants to get it as that's totally fine, but since that was the prerequisite course for the major, it's like, if you're not even trying in Film 101, what's your plan here? I feel you for sure. I didn't know I could get accommodations until grad school. My God. Oh. The difficulty. Okay, God, audio is such a huge hang-up for me. Having worked in radio, like, it's so important. That's just it. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I love how, like, the success of podcasting over the last several years has basically given radio a new life, you know? Because there's so many interesting things that you can do on radio, but it couldn't compete with television, you know? And then podcasting comes along and it's like, well, this is something alternative that you, like, because it's, you know, who sits down and goes out of their way to listen to a drama on the radio, you know? Nobody freaking does that. You use the radio to basically fill time when you're going from point A to point B. Almost nobody sits down and listens to the radio for something. So the fact that podcasting basically gave new life to old styles of entertainment, you know, like radio plays and, you know, dramas, etc. That's freaking amazing to me. And I've found some incredible stuff over the years, you know, as a product of the fact that old stuff that they used to do on the radio now has a new place to live. It's incredible. Listening to a drama on the radio is how it worked before TV. Exactly, but sitting down to listen to the radio is just something that very much so fell out once you could sit down and watch TV. Why would you want to schedule your life around sitting down to listen to something when you could sit down, listen, and have something to look at? It's engaging two senses at once, hence the reason why it won out over the whole radio situation. That's the way that I look at it anyway. It's not like I ever actually I've never done media studies. I'll be entirely honest. Everything that I talk about comes from just very closely looking and learning and paying attention to stuff. I don't know if that disqualifies me in some sort of capacity from talking about things, but that's been my life experience. Video killed the radio star. Someone made a comic out of that. someone made a comic out of that where it's a little guy and it's a stormy night and he's covered in blood. He's dirty as can be. He's got a shovel in his hand and he's got this really evil smirk on his face. And it shows the grave in front of him. His shirt says video and the grave in front of him is Radio Star. And then the next two panels is 30 years later, and it shows a very, very nervous podcast with a shovel standing over the same grave. So just... Oh my god. I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, this is something that I have expressly thought about, and it is fucking accurate. Don't forget about the War of the Worlds incident. Okay, so the War of the Worlds incident, my understanding is that that's kind of like a Mandela effect. But more so it's on the side that like that didn't actually happen. That was a scenario of it being misreported that's what happened. Like that's a super, super basic version. That's a super simplified explanation. But that's my understanding, that the War of the Worlds thing where people thought a radio drama was real never actually happened. It was a situation where one or two people had a bad reaction to it, and then that turned into a news story, and it got misinterpreted in some way that people were like, oh, like entire swaths of cities were panicked, you know. It's like, no, that didn't happen. There's just something visceral about oral storytelling. It's not like we've been doing it since the dawn of language. There is something to be said for that. I'm positive I left a freaking log up there somewhere, but I'll have to find it after I get some sleep. Okay. Pictures came and broke my heart, so put all the blame on VCRs. So what exactly killed Blu-ray? Okay, so this is a fascinating topic. But you have to understand encryption in order to understand why Blu-ray is not as successful as DVD. DVD is still far more successful and outsells Blu-ray to this day, okay? Blu-ray has never become more successful than DVD. And the reason for this is the encryption protocols, okay? So let me put it to you like this, okay? DRM killed the video game star. Oh God. Accursed Farms is advocating for some stuff there, so you know. Anyways, so this is the important thing to understand about why Blu-ray is a problem, and the reason why I've never run into the problem personally is because I watch all my Blu-rays on a PlayStation. Now, if you take a Gen 1 Blu-ray player, not a PlayStation, not a sophisticated piece of equipment, just a Gen 1 Blu-ray player, that has never been connected to the internet, and you go out and you buy a brand new Blu-ray of a recent release, it turns out your brand new Blu-ray will not work on the old Blu-ray player, specifically because the encryption protocols keep changing. The encryption protocols keep changing because they keep trying to outpace piracy. So the encryption protocol changes on a regular basis if you do not connect a Blu-ray player to the internet so it can get updates, which you're not guaranteed to get an update for any Blu-ray player because processing powers, the necessary processing power continues to change. This is what results in Blu-rays not always working on all devices. And because it's this big constant cat and mouse game, it creates a worse user experience, which results in paying customers having non-functional products that they buy. That is how you that's how you kill something, okay? That is how you kill a format. DVD is set in stone, okay? The encryption protocol has not changed since they were first introduced. That is the reason DVD is still more successful, and it's the reason Blu-ray will never pass it up. And it is also the reason why I have never had a problem with Blu-ray, because I buy PlayStations to watch Blu-rays. That's basically what I use it for now. Also, hello, Corbin Moorhouse. How you doing? Greetings and welcome to the stream. Whew. I keep on dropping the most massive and raspy poots. I miss VCR. I don't miss the VCR eating the tape. Oh my god, I haven't thought about that in so long.
I'm here to take your plate. And anything else you want me to take downstairs.
I'm good. I'm
You
good.
done with your can?
Nope.
Okay. Also, it's 65 degrees out. How do we feel about this?
Yes.
So we kind of need it.
All right, chat, listen. You're going to get a bit of a break because we got to open windows. You take stuff downstairs, I'll take care of stuff up here.
Okay.
So, you all get to sit and chill for a little bit, and I will be right back. Cool. Good, cool stream and helpful info. The worst is when you get an old rental car with no Blu-ray. An old rental car with no... I didn't even know that they put Blu-ray in front. What? I'm very confused. Anyways, I'll be back, everybody. I'm going to turn this music up and let you guys listen to it while I do a little bit of hokey pokey with the windows. Okay, I'm back. And, chat, I want to show something to you that Tev got today in the mail. This is wild. She'll probably get mad that I'm showing it instead of her. But she got this electric candle lighter. Now, I don't remember who purchased this, okay? I don't remember at all who purchased this. But I just so happen to have a candle that needs lighting. So, I figured, why not use this electric candle lighter to light a candle, hey? Sounds like a pretty good idea, doesn't it? Let's do it. So, that's so fucking cool. Look at this. Oh, that smells so good. That's just a mini taser. I know, and it's fucking cool for that reason. Woo! Woo! It's burning. All right, if you need a screenshot, now's your opportunity. Oh, hello, I'm back. I'm ready. How's the last fuck smell? It smells pretty good. I think it's vanilla. I think it's a vanilla candle. So, hello, Kato. How you doing? Shall we cause trouble? Always. And then you bring up the throne wish list. Come on, give me a break, man. You don't have to bring up the throne wish list to cause trouble. Okay. Bamboo, cypress, and musk. Is that what it said? Sorry, I wasn't paying too close of attention to what on earth the smell was.
What?
I've been huffing my own farts. Bamboo, cypress, and musk.
Did you use my lighter thingy?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
Like, I showed it to everybody. And the first response I see is, that's just a mini taser.
Pretty
That's
much,
what makes
yeah.
that's what makes it so cool.
Love you. What are you doing?
None of those are vanilla. I'm just gonna say that you're wrong. I reject your reality and substitute my own, yeah. All right, so we're gonna go back to the quarry again, and we're gonna rip more dirt out of it. Oh boy. Okay, so ugh, I can hear myself think again. Man, oh man. You should fill the quarry with water. No, no, I do not want the quarry filled with water. It sounds like the biggest waste of my time ever. Why would I ever want the quarry filled with water? I just realized that my shovel is the cause for finding tons of flint, because it has fortune on it. I do not want to be digging up the gravel with a fortune shovel, because I need gravel more than I need flint. In fact, flint has no use for me. They're freaking skeleton grinders on this server. So I'll never need to like make arrows. Thank you for opening my window. We should also think about getting more dry food for the cats. The small bag may not last to the weekend. Unfortunately, we are going to have to do just that because because Harker is a bottomless freaking pit. Might want to go take a sleep. What type of crafting is happening today? Oh my god, you have no idea. Crafting and then some. And then a little bit more. Whoop. Oh my god. Oh my god, my freaking nose is so itchy. I guess it's clear that whatever is in the air outside still isn't gone. Okay, I'm getting really close to not needing to do any more gathering of dirt. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting there. No quaft. Only, gavwaling. Gavwying. Pollen forever? Yeah, clearly. And it's all going straight up my nose. My word. Ugh. All right, there's the last of that wondrous, lovely ginger ale that I can't get more of because I haven't seen it in for I don't know how long. God damn, this storeroom is impressive. Yes, yes. And I still don't know exactly what all I'm going to store in it ultimately. Because there's a bunch of stuff that I don't know what to put in here yet. Well, I've got a vague idea of what's going to go in here. Like andesite, diorite, and granite are over here. We got normal stone, smooth stone. We got the brick blocks coming along on that. Grass blocks. I don't even know that I should have shroom lights here, but I've got enough of them. Gravel, sand, normal dirt. Got sandstone here. The rest of these stacks are empty. Got tough, deep slate, basalt, end stone, purpur block, cherry wood, mangrove wood, spruce? I think that's spruce. Yeah, that's spruce, birch, oak, acacia, dark oak, warped stem, crimson stem, bamboo, nether brick, red nether brick, blackstone. There's a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that's going to have to get repurposed eventually. Why do you even have a fortune shovel then? Isn't gravel the only thing that fortune affects on a shovel? No. No. Fortune guarantees that you get the maximum amount of clay from clay blocks whenever you crack them. So this is giving me nostalgia for my little brick cafe. There is a possibility that you don't need fortune on your shovel anymore for clay, but at least once upon a time you did need it. So I don't know if I made this shovel when that was still the case, or if it's just kind of a holdover because I completely forgot that you don't need it anymore. You're gonna need new wood chests for mangrove and cherry wood. Why would I need new chests? I'm confused by that statement. Like, you can't make like stylized chests for the like a chest is a chest. It doesn't matter what wood you make it out of. Mangroves, this is where all the mans are grown? Yeah, obviously. I mean, what did you think it meant? It's the most natural and reasonable statement right there. Man, for the third fucking time today, I'm gonna have to go out to Crossroads again and repair my goddamn shovel. Behold the grove of men, and know that it is untrimmed. No, new storage chests in the warehouse for those wood types. What? I don't... Why would I need new storage? I still don't understand it. I've already got chests dedicated to mangrove and cherry. I mean, whatever your joke is, MLab, it is going straight over my head. Is that the fuckboy subsection? Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Ugh. I'm back, Strife. Still strip mine? Yeah, I'm still stripping. I'm still stripping, so... I must have missed those. They were not with the other wood chests. Yeah, it's a situation where like one entire wall should be dedicated to wood, but it's not. It's not that way. So, like I do have chests dedicated to all the different types of wood in the game. They're not all in the most sensible places because, you know, you just kind of fill the warehouse as you go, and sometimes where you've got space is not necessarily where organization makes sense. So. Okay, got my Silk Touch pick here. Take those out. Man, there is actually some freaking amazing music on this soundtrack that I have not heard until now. God, I love getting that reaction out of Will. Wait, what reaction? What did I miss? I'm confused. What I said about the fuck. Oh, for God's sake. Well, there you go. You got another round of it. Ugh, fucking hell. I swear to God. Sounds like good music. Unfortunately, I missed the rest. I must rest. Have a good night, everyone. Responsible adult time. How dare you, responsible adult time? Right in the middle of my chat. My irresponsible chat. Have a good night's sleep, Basilisk. And I hope that tomorrow is a good day for you. I hope to see everybody on Saturday, because this is the only extra stream that you're gonna get from me this week. So. Damn it. that I left a pocket in there. All of the dirt out of here so I don't have to freaking come to this area of the quarry and dig again. This second round of quarry excavation is going to take a whole lot longer because there isn't enough space for the stone that needs to be pulled out of here. And this second section of the quarry is also going to produce more space, because this space over here that I'm digging out is the same size as what over here that's been already dug out. But if you think about it, like, I am digging down, like, there's a triangle, there's a slope up this way, and then if you were to do the same thing right over there, there would be another slope down to the middle of it. Well, there won't, like, it's sloped up to here. This isn't going to slope down to the middle. Instead, this is going to I gotta pull out that entire walkway down there that I'm staring at, man. Actually, now that I think about it, I guess this is technically smaller because this is bumping straight up against the center of the previous one. Huh. Crazy how that works out. Hadn't thought about it that way. Does Tev's stream not count then? Tev's stream never counts. Tev isn't as professional as me. Rude. Love you.
You're the fuck boy. Come here.
My word. Okay, I get double bird now. Jeez. Oh, wow. That candle lit up Sidon quite well. Didn't expect that. Time to run. Man, I'm up to having to repair my damn shovel again. And I think this is actually going to mark where I stopped digging dirt because I don't need more of it. Like, almost having this last chest full of dirt, I think, is a good place for me to be like, okay, well, that's all the dirt I need now. I don't need to go further. This is, in fact, where the fuckboys are grown. God. Oh, we. Da, 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 da. Oh, right. Where, pray tell? You know what? We'll just put the glass there. That's a good enough spot for it. You need to make it netherite and or add unbreaking. It's got unbreaking on it. It's got unbreaking 3, efficiency 5, and mending on it. This is good. The problem is that I can't upgrade it until I find the damn upgrade template from a village, and I still haven't found one yet. So 2,000. Yeah, just over 2,000. This is 1,500. So it would add a substantial amount of extra durability to upgrade it to netherite. But if you don't have the template to upgrade it to netherite, you're fucked. So whew. Village? Don't you mean nether? No, no, no. Luna, they updated the way that netherite operates in this game. You cannot just put netherite to a diamond tool anymore. You need a template to go with it. Like, you have to have an upgrade instruction to combine with the tool and the ingot in order to upgrade it to netherite now. You can't just do it straight anymore. Thought you got the template from Bastions. Does it come from Bastions? That's a good question. Oh. Okay, I missed that. I missed that. I did not know that this was crafted. I did not know that it was found in a bastion. I did not know that this was found in a bastion. Proof that, like, I don't know everything about Minecraft. Wait a minute, I don't need to stop here. I gotta go out to Crossroads. Again? Wait, that's side shale. I don't want to go right back where I came from. Oh, it's been so long. Frankly, I haven't really done a whole lot with Bastions. Hence the reason why it's not committing to memory all that well. I have a sudden urge to go strip mining a chunk in Minecraft. I feel you on that one. I'm an utter sucker for gummies, man. And I'm not talking about the THC variety either. Nah, dude, gummies great. See, this is a point that Tev and I differ on. In my case, I love gummies. In Tev's case, she's like, they stick to my teeth. I can't stand it. You know, which is fine. It means like it means I can buy as many gummies as I want, and I can be rest assured that she'll never end up eating any of them, and it's like all me. So. Hopefully not sugar-free. Trust me, I seek the ones out that have sugar in them. Anything that I see that says sugar-free, I'm like, oh, well, I can't have that. They're not my favorite taste-wise, but consistency-wise, my favorite are the Scooby-Doo gummies. Personally, Haribo gummy bears. Their Star Mix option is pretty good, too. But you get stuff in there that sometimes I'm not really a big fan of. In this case, they clearly weren't like moving very well at the grocery store, but these are like Wonka Magic Hat. These are not very good gummies. They're not very good gummies, but I love gummies so much that it's like, yeah, that's fine. So like they've like the grocery store that I go to, if they end up with an overstock of something, they'll dump it. They'll dump a bunch of it into a shopping cart, put it at the front, and then put a sign on it for like what the value is. These were like 2 for $1. How do you turn down gummies 2 for $1? I was about the Haribos until my buddy got me a 5-pound bag of. Yes, Kato, I know, we all know the stories about the 5-pound bag of sugar-free gummy bears. I swear, man. They weren't sugar-free. Wait, what? You actually were given a 5-pound bag of gummies? I prefer Welch's fruit gummies. Man, it's fascinating to just like hear all of the opinions come out about gummies whenever it's like, I had never thought about a bunch of these other options in a long time. Will, did I stump you with that link? Don't worry, you got it. Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted by something that Tev messaged me. All of the little creatures in my building, they're sleeping, so I have to sleep as well. Albanese gummy bears. What are Albanese gummy bears? That does not sound familiar to me. Did you just call the villagers creatures? I mean, that's what they are. I don't think it's important to humanize these creatures too much. Otherwise, they might start thinking that they can form a union. Breeders? Wait, what the? I'm missing something. Please. Whatever it is that I have, like, please, whatever it is, the story that you are telling, take this bag of messy snakes and lay them out flat for me, okay? Are you telling me that you were allegedly gifted a 5-pound bag of aphrodisiac gummies? Frick room occupiers. I mean, am I misinterpreting it? Well, I don't know if I need to share the story because I feel like it's got a life of its own. Oh boy. Oh boy. What the hell has happened to this stream? Going back to snack for a moment, William, have you tried the chocolate, the Shakur dark chocolate yet? Yes, actually, I have a bar of it in the refrigerator downstairs. I tried it for the first time today. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not as dark of chocolate as I prefer. Like, I actually prefer like 60-65%. 70's kind of pushing it for me. But that being said, pretty good. Pretty good. Reasonably priced too. So. Where are my butchers at? Here's the butcher boys. fucking za. And for the record, I don't play Minecraft, so I rely on the internet to fill in the blanks. In turn, villagers are vendors and breeders according to what I've learned. You're not entirely wrong about that, and it more or less depends on how the person plays the game. It's definitely a bit sweeter than I prefer, but it's still my favorite. I mean, at that price point, you can't really go wrong. Like, that's my major takeaway from the chocolate. It's like, yeah, like, when you've got such a good deal on it, why not? You know? Oh, look at all the chickies that it's making. I can't leave until this thing is entirely done, so I'm gonna be sitting around and waiting for a hot minute. For bear-shaped snacks lately, it's been Teddy Grahams. Oh my god. Shit, bro. I hate... Kato, you're a good friend, but I hate you right now because I have to add them to my freaking shopping list. I haven't heard of Teddy Grahams in so long, and now I want them. Graham crackers and milk is like a childhood pastime for me. I don't really do a whole lot of milk these days, but man. Man, I really do have to just kind of fucking AFK here at some point. Specifically so all of these farms can just do their thing. Because the farms are pretty much exhausted. I've had to come back and repair my equipment so frequently now. Oh, man. And there's still room for additional farms. Like, there's no reason to have a tree farm here anymore. So, like, the satellite corners next to the entrance. Holy. I'm just full of the raspies tonight. You gassy, gassy man. I mean, better out than in. I can offload my flint here if I need to. You know what? Let's take these feathers and let's have a chat with the Fletchers. Fuck you think you're doing? Get the fuck up. I got trading to do with your ass. All right, I'm all patched up. There is nothing left. Okie dokie. So, I've been going for close to 4 hours now, chat. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the rails again and return to side shale. That is the wrong section to go through. I'm going to hit the rails, return to side shale, and probably call it a night there. Try Fairlife milk. It can be expensive, but I've had a few friends who couldn't handle normal milk be able to drink it fine. Oh, it's fine. Like I've switched over to oat milk whenever I do it. I like a big part of it, I think, is the fact that I just kind of fell out with milk after I graduated high school. Like I didn't have to eat breakfast in the morning in hopes of like not being starved later in the day. And you know, just like a bowl of sugar encrusted cereal was you know, doused in tons of milk was like really fast and easy for me whenever I was younger. So like that's what I ate every single morning before going to school, you know, rot your teeth out level of sugar cereal. And then after I got out of high school, my entire life changed and how I was living. So what I did was, you know, I just basically stopped drinking milk because I stopped eating breakfast. Or having cereal for breakfast. And by the time I went back to it, I was just like, oh, well, I don't really like this stuff as much anymore. And then eventually, before long, I think I just... Harker! Jesus fucking Christ. He ripped some of my sound panels off the wall because he was so eager to get to Ratchet. Ugh. Ratchet is just sitting in the window, chilling, being a good boy, and Harker decides that he's going to fuck Ratchet's shit up for being in the window. He's been doing this constantly. He will just out of nowhere make a mad dash to try and attack Ratchet for no reason. And we don't really know what to do about it.
Alright, Ratchet's in the bathroom.
Ratchet's in the bathroom.
No, Parker, sorry.
Okay.
I'm like one of those parents who can't keep their kids straight.
When you get angry, it makes sense.
Well, not even when I'm angry, just constantly.
But yeah, you can see.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'll have to dig out the double-sided tape to get it fixed, but god damn that.
I mean, it's kind of easy to knock these off the wall.
It's not like I've super adhered them in the first place, but he was specifically shoving his claws into it.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm still under the impression he just wants to play. He's just too aggressive about it.
I want to play with all my claws out.
Yes.
Angry dad voice alert. That is really a good way to describe me.
But in regards to the milk thing, your stomach couldn't handle it anymore, remember?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I don't know if like the stomach couldn't handle it situation is
like you were trying to drink some milk and you ate some ice cream one day that didn't agree with you.
Yeah, I know, and I'm just trying to figure out if that's potentially because it's been too long since I had this stuff, or if it's my Crohn's, because I have very real digestive health issues. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, we.
Right back the fuck there.
Love you. I can do cream sometimes, but I really prefer almond or oat milk these days. Like I've started to experiment with like dumping oat milk into my coffee mug before I put coffee in, and like get like not using half and half, because that's the thing. I can use half and half. I can have cream. I can have heavy cream. I can have homemade butter, you know, but straight up lactose milk doesn't work for me anymore. So, and for that same reason, I guess, ice cream doesn't work with me anymore. Some kitties do play with their claws out like that. I find it a a lot when it's also more common in male cats too. Well, even so, Ratchet is fucked up with scratches across his face that are still healing. So Harker's going way too hard with his claws. And that's a problem, you know? Like, Ratchet had this, like, pure, pristine face. He's got this enormous gash across his nose now. So... Harker ain't just playing with his claws out. He's going for it, you know? And regardless of whether or not that's a natural thing to do, he's actively injuring our other cat in the process. So and that's just frankly not okay. Put one of those automatic cat laser toys on my wish list. Hope that will help Harker a bit, because regular play isn't enough. You know what we could do? I don't know how the hell we would do it, because Harker is such a handful. I know that they have what are effectively cloth sheaths for cats. They're plastic. I don't know if those are a good thing to grab or not. I've just seen them in the past. I would imagine that there's a danger of cats, like, chewing on those and getting them off and swallowing them potentially, but this is the best way to close up a stream right here, talking about cat troubles and also watching me go down the rail line for the millionth time. Happy day, right? Happy day. Lo-fi vibes to Subway too. I love it. Yeah, it's pleasant. It's enjoyable. All right. We have returned to Sideshale, where I will get back to work on harvesting trees and whatnot the next time that I play this game. And I don't know that I don't know that you guys are going to see me playing more Minecraft the next time that I come around. My goal is to get through... I'm this close. I'm this close to finishing my second playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy FF7 Rebirth, and we will actually play that on stream like 2 months late, you know. I haven't tried them myself, so I can't talk on them. We just tried to keep their claws short and a lot of training for the boys to not go after each other's faces. Man, I've never trained a cat before. I've never trained a cat, so everything that's going on right now is new to me. You're looking a bit excited there, Kato. Options, music, we'll turn that back up. Done, done. And now I can disconnect because it's time for me to stop. I've been going for 4 hours, or close to 3 hours and like 45 minutes. Okay, go ahead and quit that. Save-ALL. Saved the game. There we go. That's good. Hey, guess what? I heard the end of stream. I have no one besides Kite to talk to about the ending. You've got me very curious, Kato, and I know for certain I wish I had gotten through the remake sooner, you know, my second playthrough of it. Well, that and the fact that I still have to get through Interlude, and I don't know whether or not to stream the Interlude DLC or not. What I do know is that I got the remake plus Interlude, and I've not played Interlude because they never put it on the PS4. So, you know, here we go. Anyways, chat, listen. You've been a wonderful and a lovely audience. Thank you so much for coming along for the ride. take care of yourselves. Stay happy. Stay healthy. And hopefully I will see you all on Saturday at noon U.S. Central Time for, what about lewds? What about lewds? There are no lewds for you. I don't have any lewds. Nobody's dumped another hundo on me. Unless it happened whenever I wasn't looking. Which does occur sometimes. Nope, nothing of the sort. Time for me to find something else to listen to while I mine. That's perfectly fine. I get you. Thanks for the stream. It was fun. Thanks for coming along, everyone. Just caught the end of the stream, it seems. Man, Cortex, that's just the way that it goes sometimes. Don't forget to go through your throne as you are able. Yes, I will try to remember to do that. I have a lot of video work to get done this week. It's fine. I was making and eating dinner. It's okay. It's okay. All right, chat. You've been wonderful. You've been lovely. I will catch you all on Saturday. Take care of yourselves until then. And stay filthy. Bye.